we all agree that eating to lose weight will be difficult if we are constantly hungry? It's easy to give in to the cravings and overeat when hunger strikes. Managing hunger? Let's talk about that. There are a few simple strategies I found myself doing while losing 80 pounds that helped me keep my hunger in check. But first, check this out. Jimmy Yost 2585 commented, if you cut off her hand, she wouldn't be able to talk. And you know what? He's about right. So today I am going to challenge myself to talk without the assist of my hands as I share how you can lose weight without being hungry all of the time. Whew. Okay, here we go. Every time I made an attempt to lose weight, eat better, do better, hunger just would not let me be great. Consistently throughout the day, I would wonder, why am I so hungry, tired, dizzy, and sluggish whenever I did the things required to lower my body fat percentage? When eating in a calorie deficit, because that's what's needed to lose weight, there will be times when you will feel slight hunger. That's normal. But constant feelings of hunger is not normal and can quickly become a pain in the you know what, resulting in a surefire way of keeping your weight loss goals out of reach. Okay, I was a snacker who stayed hungry. When I made the switch to eating well-rounded, balanced meals, I found myself not as hungry so much. Come to find out that eating balanced meals goes a long way towards helping us maintain feelings of contented fullness for longer. Balanced eating would include eating a combination of foods that incorporate protein, fats, carbohydrates, and fiber while incorporating the 6 essential tastes I learned about during my studies of Ayurvedic healing. When I eat meals that incorporate all the 6 tastes and the basic micronutrients like the dish I shared here, I feel satiated and hunger is kept at bay for way longer than times when I eat meals that lack these elements. Okay, I need a hand break. Is your thinking as twisted as mine was? I used to think that eating for weight loss meant eating less. I spent so many frustrated days trying to sustain myself on twig-sized servings of food. How wrong and misguided I was. When I started to get things right, that's when constant weight loss began to occur. And by the way, I stopped trying to eat less food. Come to find out, eating less sounded right in theory. In lieu of eating less infant-sized portions of food, I began to eat less high-calorie dense foods, eating a mix of smaller quantities of calorie-dense food alongside foods that were more voluminous and less calorically dense. I love eating cashews, walnuts, and pecans. It takes only about 6, I want to put up 6 fingers, right? It only takes about 6 individual pieces of each of those to reach the recommended serving size with a high-calorie punch of a minimum of 180 calories for that teeny tiny amount. Now add that teaser-size amount to a serving or 2 of vegetables, cooked or raw, and you've just created more volume to support and balance the higher calorie foods. This partnership calms down the flames of hunger way longer, both physically and mentally, since eating and hunger are impacted by body fullness and satisfied by our chewing. How wonderful is that?
That's just wonderful.
As a former graze eater, the type that would have a little taste of this, nibbling a little of that throughout the day, did not help me win against the pulling of hungry acting behavior. Constant grazing was foolishness on my part, as it was hijacking my blood sugar levels. So clueless was I. Hungry stopped sending me constant text messages when I established regular eating time interval ranges. Flexibility. Health, weight loss is all about flexibility, but that's not always so easy. Reckless eating patterns had dampened my ability to be hungry at normal eating times. I typically was not hungry at breakfast time. I had convinced myself that that was just the way I was built, not that chronic dieting, diet hopping, and bouts of overeating were at play, altering the natural and normal flow of hunger cues. After selecting optimal times to eat based on my schedule and eating in accordance with the strength of my appetite and digestion, what do you know? I wasn't ravenously hungry hour upon hour. Sometimes the simplest things get overlooked. Ever heard the saying, if it had been a snake, it would have bit you, because it was right there. It was right there in front of me, as visible as the nose on my face. I didn't see it. If we are hungry all the time, perhaps It's time for us to reevaluate if the amount of calories we are consuming needs to be increased for a day or two or just overall. I was over the moon thrilled to understand that slightly increasing our calories didn't necessarily take us out of a calorie deficit, nor out of the running of lowering our body fat percentage. We can eat more and still lose weight. Is that not good news or what?
Yay, yay.
If you are not getting in 7 to 8 hours of sleep in a regular cadence, no wonder you're hungry all the time. Can today be the day we stop trying to convince ourselves that our sleep and lack thereof does not have profound impact on our appetite and food habits? Without fail, on the nights the quantity and quality of my sleep was off, everything felt out of whack. Lipton and ghrelin did not play nice. These are our hunger, fullness hormones. When these are not in sync, I find it much harder to listen and attune to my hunger and fullness signals. You've had this experience too, right? Lack of sleep seems to trigger a stress response for an insatiable craving for high-fat, high-calorie foods in excess of what our bodies actually requires. The forces behind when I have a lack of sleep apparently overrides my ability to make good, better, best choices for myself. That is why I created habits to support us falling asleep, staying asleep, waking up feeling energized, able to engage with food in a healthy and positive way. Check that out now.